Source here. Slap News pre-fight interview with Andrew Provost going up against Waylon Frost, taking place October 25th. Power Slap number 5. Andrew, how you doing, my man?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
Doing really good. I'm really excited to get you on the show. This is going to be an exciting one. Going to kickstart the night. You've been away for a little while. What have you been doing to get ready for this matchup?
I've been training really hard actually on the technique to the slapping. You know, it's not like Muay Thai or boxing, so it's very different.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe I got my technique dialed in.
Awesome. Did I see you using a cinder block to kind of refine in your technique?
Yeah, so I was using a cinder block.
Okay. Were you did you know that you were, going up against Waylon? Were you set it kind of at the height of where you think his head would be so you can get the kind of the arm and the shoulder placement correct?
We'll have to wait and see.
Okay, okay. You don't want to give too much away.
Don't want to get too much away.
Awesome, man. I know you've got a storied MMA career, fighting as a professional athlete for the last number of years. What's harder,
Yes.
get into the octagon or getting up there, on the stage, standing across, the table from somebody?
Honestly, this is harder. There's less control.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, in MMA, you know, you could roll with the punches, you can grab, you could clinch, you can shoot takedowns. So this is harder, actually.
Yeah, yeah. They're trying to take some of the fouls out of it. They're trying to make it safer. And MMA, you're right. You can clinch, you can grab, you can go to the ground, you could try to, some more defensive techniques to try to, stall if you're, dazed. Here you're pretty much, if you're dazed, you've got a very short period of time to recover. Obviously you go on the offense and then you got to, take one again. Have you seen any, the rule changes that have been put in place? Does it make you feel more comfortable to get up there? Do you feel like the fouls are going to get out, of the sport and it will eventually here be safer for the athletes?
I don't know what rules you're referring to. I haven't been paying attention, but I'm hoping
Okay.
it's been cleaned up. I hope the officials are going to be on top of things, you know, the stepping,
Mhm.
the flinching, stuff like that. So that way it's safer for everybody and all the athletes.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it has been, changes around stepping, stuff like that, clubbing. The redemption rule has also been put in place. So
What's
that so
that?
that so the redemption rule. So if on the first slap, if someone gets knocked out, on the very first slap of the match, but they are able to come to, they may not be able to receive a second slap, but if they're still coherent enough to give a slap in round one, if that person can knock out their opponent, they would call it a draw.
Okay. And now
So
that's into play for this event.
correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I
So
think that I think that makes it very much more interesting, much more exciting.
absolutely. Yeah. At least gives the opportunity where if you lose the coin toss, and you do get KO'd, but you could still come to and you could still give an offensive strike. It gives you the ability to at least bring it back to a draw and not necessarily just take a loss right off of a coin toss. So
Yeah, because that's the thing. You got some guys that lose the coin toss and they get hit and the match is over and they didn't even get a chance to show anything, you know?
totally, totally. Um, we're seeing right now, the welterweight division, I would say is kind of been at a standstill. There hasn't been too much excitement. Obviously, the champ, hasn't been in action for a little while. How do you
Yep.
feel the overall health of the welterweight division is right now?
It's a bit log jammed at the top. I know
Mhm.
it's probably one of the deepest divisions. There's a lot of guys in there. It's a tough division. Um, I don't know what's going on with the champ. I mean, obviously everybody wants to see him back.
Mhm.
I'm very interested to see him back. He's the best guy in the division, you know. So, but yeah, it's a bit of a log jam at the top. You know, there's a lot of guys that are ready for a title match, but I guess we're going to see what happens.
Mhm. We see Jules Scott take a step away, kind of refocus, get back mentally after a couple KOs and stuff. Do you think the time away is going to help you, both mentally and physically to be able to, go in here and face Whalen?
Absolutely. Been working on a lot of stuff. I don't know if you've been following me on Instagram, but
Absolutely.
I put in a lot of work, man. Um,
Hmm.
we'll talk more when I see you in Vegas, but
Okay.
we're gonna
Okay.
see.
Yeah. Where's your weight sitting right now? Are you on weight? Do you still have to cut?
I always have to cut. Last couple times I was in Vegas. Last three times I had to make weight. Twice on the show. The first time I didn't get a match. and then when I fought Jewel, and then obviously my last match, I was always cutting from 180. Um, we'll talk more, but I'm right around there.
You're right around there. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to look here real quick. Looks like Whalen won the coin toss.
Yes,
Um,
I heard that.
so have you studied his game at all? Is there anything in his game that you're worried about, or anything that you're dissecting?
Oh man, he's tough, and he's got his high ranking for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good kid. You know, I liked him very much. It's gonna be a good match.
Mm-hmm. I mean, in the past, there's been a lot of, I'll say fairly, he's been utilizing the rollout. Some people will say it's flinching, some people won't. I mean, I'll just leave it at that. He's done it effectively within the rule set where he hasn't been called a number of times. You got anything up your sleeve to kind of combat that if he takes that same strategy, into this match with yourself?
I do actually. I do have a few things up my sleeve, and um, I've been watching the events obviously live at home, and I know they've been being on top of the rules a bit more. So I've been away
Mm-hmm.
since the first event. So I just hope that they're really on top of the rules and keeping everybody on the same rule set.
Mm-hmm. Do you think is there another gear to Andrew Provost and Power Slap that we haven't seen?
Is there another gear?
Yeah. Is there something more from
Oh,
you?
yes, yes. Actually, man, like a lot of people don't know is that last match in Vegas against Alex, I hurt my back literally the Saturday before I flew out shoveling snow here in New York, man. And nobody knows except for the UFC PI crew, man. Like they have
Mm-hmm.
the chiropractors and massage therapists too. I couldn't even fucking walk. I couldn't bend over, man. I was in rough shape. I honestly didn't know if I was gonna be able to compete.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys haven't seen anything out of me yet. So stay tuned.
Awesome, man. I mean, it's going to be exciting. I know it's one of the earlier matches in the night. What
And
is it?
actually, if I could add something to that, is
Yeah.
my hand was obviously hurt, and I was planning to go left the entire time until right like 20 minutes before the match. And actually, it was Robert Trujillo was like, "Man, just go right, man. That's your power hand. Just go." So that's what
Interesting.
made me make the decision.
Gotcha. Are you still considering, a left right changeup at all? Should your
Um,
opponent be
I'm
preparing for both?
I'm ready for both hands this
Yeah.
time because actually last time I had a week of training on the show and
Mm-hmm.
a week before the show to train for this, so I didn't really have any opportunity to prepare last time. But I'm ready for both hands.
Gotcha. When was your last MMA match?
Um, last May, so like
Okay.
of 22.
Okay, gotcha. So so I guess you've been off. You've been well rested, putting more
Well,
emphasis on slap training.
no, like so right after the television show when I hurt my hand, I had an
Yeah,
MMA fight in February. Obviously, I couldn't compete because of my hand.
yeah.
And then I had another MMA fight scheduled this May.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, with the suspension, obviously I couldn't take that fight either. So I've been training heavily on MMA, but just that's the luck of the draw sometimes.
Gotcha, man. Gotcha. If Waylon's watching this interview, what do you want to say to him?
Um, I hope he's ready. Hope he brings a good match. I'm ready to bring a good match. Like I said I like Waylon. You know, I don't like the shit talking and all that stuff. It's not me. You know, I respect anybody that gets up there because it takes a lot of fucking balls. You know.
Totally. Are you happy with the growth of the sport, from the TV show to where it's at now, coming up on 5 events, 4 title matches on this card, seeing Dana and all the celebrities really getting behind it. Are you overall happy to be a part of it and satisfied with where this is going? Is it beyond what you thought it would be?
Yeah, it's already beyond what I thought it was. Honestly, like I'm very happy with the growth. It's a big card coming up on the 25th. Honestly, and like the paychecks are bigger and better, and sponsors are better. So yeah, I mean, I can't be more happy. You know, I've been fighting my whole life. You know, so this is like the biggest opportunity I've ever had.
Mm-hmm. It looks like you're the only welterweight match on the card. Um, Let me ask you, what about the super heavies? Do you have anybody, either Kalani or the crazy Hawaiian?
Man, that's gonna be a good one. Honestly, I don't know, man. Like, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a ton of great matchups, through and through here. Seemingly, I'll pull it back to your division. You got Emmanuel Munez, seemingly number one contender right now, going against Chris Thomas. Emmanuel coming down in weight. We don't know if it's going to happen Power Slap 6. We don't know if it's going to happen Power Slap 7. When that match takes place, from your perspective, how do you think it goes?
Um, I don't know, man. It's a tough call. Obviously, Chris's his strike is the truth. He's knocked
Mm-hmm.
out everybody quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know if anybody's taken more than one hit. I don't believe they have. And Emmanuel, man, he's taken like 15 or 16 hits. He's never been rocked. He's never been down. It's a good
Mm-hmm.
match. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know right now, but it's going to be
Gotcha.
a good match.
Gotcha, my man. I appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you joining me, getting on here. Look forward to seeing you in Vegas. Hopefully, we'll be able to catch up with you fight week. We plan to be there doing some of the best coverage in the game as always. Travel safe. Look forward to it. I'll give you one last question here. Shout out your social handles so people who are watching this can follow you going into the fight.
You follow me on Instagram at Andrew Provost MMA.
Awesome, buddy. Take care, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, of course.